So we have a new AI tool that we are piloting in the district called Chat for Schools by a company named Skillstruck. As a teacher, you can get to it by either going to skillstruck.com or chatforschools.com, and it's going to take you to their website. Their website looks like this, and you will see a login button in the corner. Once I tell it to log in, then it's going to ask me how I want to log in. I want to sign in with Google. And you log in with your school account, and this is what their teacher interface looks like. So Chat for Schools is a tool designed specifically to give you ChatGPT-like or Magic School-like AI tools specifically designed for educators, and actually have ones that can be used for students. So we are piloting this program. It is not a free tool to see whether or not this will work for our needs in Pattonville. So you have a couple different things you can do. If you want to use just regular chat tools the way you would use ChatGPT, you can tell it to simply start a chat. So we're going to start off with the educator version of Chat for Schools. We'll talk about the student version here in a second. When I go to educator version, this looks very similar to what you would see in a tool like ChatGPT or Gemini. It works pretty much the same way, where it's a conversational tool for you to ask questions and find out answers or get brainstorming or whatever it is that you're looking for. Not a whole lot different there. But you do have a couple buttons up here at the top, and this is where some of the power from this tool comes. So the first is a lesson tool. So the lesson tool actually has a Chat for Schools professional development where they actually go through and give you all kinds of different things that you can do with it, have little sessions and little things that actually walk you through step by step on how you can use this tool or use their tools with your classes. But the one I want to show you here is one here called Tutors. Tutors are pre-made ChatGPT tutors or conversation tools that are designed for specific content areas. So by default, I could choose one of these and I can add these to my Canvas courses, and these tutors will be available for students to be able to use to get help. So let's say, for example, I'm a math teacher and I want to add a math tutor or test out the math tutor here. So if I go to this math tutor, I can ask a question like, what is 100 divided by 4? And hit return. So a regular chat tool is going to give you the answer. ChatGPT, Gemini, or even the plain chat tool is going to give you simply the answer to this question. But what a tutor does is, instead of just regurgitating the answer, it breaks things down for students. So if a student uses this tool and tries asking a simple question, it's actually going to show them the steps of what it is that they have to do in order to solve this type of problem. And then they can go and continue this conversation. So if there's a part of this they don't understand, they can say, what does this mean? Or what does this mean? And it will simply go through and give them the steps that they need or the knowledge they need to be able to solve that type of program. So I'm going to go back to our main Chat for Schools interface to show you a couple other tools it has. You actually have the ability to create your own tutor. We'll cover that in a second. So the next thing I want to show you here is something called the Learning Studio. Learning Studio is similar to a tool like Magic School, where it has a bunch of teacher-specific tools that you can choose from. So these tools are designed for teachers to help make your job easier. So there is what's called a tutor creator, and there's also a link to that on the main page. We'll talk about that in a second. You have a quiz generator, something to create writing assignments, lesson plan creators. You can read-level text, remix assignments, make rubrics, bell ringers, recommendation letters, analogy engines to help you come up with analogies for things, which I thought was interesting. Everybody's favorite icebreaker activity generators, or parent email, etc. So it has a bunch of these tools, and again, these work very similar than any other AI tool. You would simply create a quiz, you tell it what type of quiz it is, what type of topic, and what the materials are, and it will generate some questions, and then again, you use that conversation to generate the entire quiz, and then when you're done, you can simply export it and be able to use it within your class. Again, tools to help you make your job easier. But the one that I think is really cool and different that I have not seen any other place yet is something called the Tutor Creator. The Tutor Creator allows you to create your own, essentially think of it as a robot tutor that you can apply to a class in Canvas for your students to be able to ask questions to. And the really cool thing about this tutor is that you can control what this tutor knows and where it's getting the information that it's going to give to students. So it starts off by giving you either this tutor coach mode, which allows you to give it some information and it'll see what information it already has, or you can tell it to manually insert or create your own tutor for specific grade levels. You can give it a name or a person you want it to embody. And then the cool thing here is you have the ability to upload your own reference files. So let's say, for example, you want to make a tutor to help students with a specific writing project that you have. So maybe I have a writing project for a persuasive essay. So maybe I'll create a tutor called Jeeves the Persuasive Essay Tutor. And then here is where I'm going to put what the topic of this tutor is going to be. And there is an option here to make a person or give this person or character, make them similar to somebody. So for example, if I wanted to create a tutor on Shakespeare, I could make him similar to William Shakespeare and he would only add questions or answer questions about that. Or I could make a tutor similar to Abraham Lincoln that would ask questions or answer questions specifically about things that he would know. But here's where I can simply choose files that I can upload into my system. So I have a persuasion rubric that I use for this assignment. I could upload this persuasion rubric, and this file will then be used to train this tutor to answer questions based on the information that it finds in that rubric. So now I'm going to go back to my main page here. So what I just did here is the same thing as this Create a Tutor button. It allows me to go through and do the same thing. It's just also an option in Learning Studio. But any tutors I've created also show up right here under View My Tutors. And here I can view tutors that I've created or ones that have been shared with me. Now, if I chose to have this tutor shared with the rest of the community, that's where these show up. These show up as what's called the tutor bank. This is where you'll find other tutors that people have added. So if I go to see more here, I will see all the tutors, 362 currently, that exist already for anything that I want